Welcome back. This is a continuation, actually, of the first video that I put up about The Mountain is You by Brianna Weist. So I am back because I actually wanted to add and read a small paragraph from the book because I think it's important for daughters of single mothers to actually, and daughters in general, to actually understand this aspect of inner work and inner child healing. So, in the book, Brianna states, in inner child work, you visualize and address your younger selves, often down to a very specific age, depending on which version of you that was traumatized. You communicate with that inner child self, learn from them, protect them, or give them the guidance that they needed when they were young. So, with that being said, for me, I was 14, and that is what I'm working on currently. At 14, I can look back and say that at 14, I started work. And I know that's not a lot because there are some children that are out there, there's some kids that are out there and teens that are out there that are working, and they're working for fun, and that's great. Me, however, I had to work to survive. And I think for me that actually stifled parts of myself. It stifled my growth, not necessarily in work and in work ethic. And, at one point in my life, I was incredibly successful, right? This is way before AI and technology came along. And now I'm in my 40s and I'm actually I have to readjust and pivot. But back to what I was saying, it's, for me, I was 14 and I started work, and it was working to survive. It stifled not necessarily the career side and my work ethic, but it most certainly stifled my relational growth. How I relate, how I connect to people on a personal level, right? Not necessarily on a business level or, from that standpoint, but from a personal level. And in particular, I will honestly and can honestly say that with men, that has been a struggle. It's been a struggle. And, you know, as much as I want to get married and have children and the life that I envision for myself, I have to honestly look at how I grew up, where I was raised, some of the things that I experienced. Not all bad, not all bad, not all bad. But part of that has shaped who I am today. So, what am I saying? I am saying that daughters of single mothers, if you are anything like me and you started early, you started working early, you started having boyfriends early, you had to move early, there were adult experiences that you actually had to face early. I'm talking to you. I understand that it's difficult, especially navigating when you are going through a transition period. Okay, so what am I saying? I am saying that in order for you to really start healing and stop pretending like you're healing and stop pretending like you've grown, right? It's really important for you to like dig deep and do some inner child work. And like over the course of 2 years, 3 years, actually, for me, I have done the work, but there are moments that come up that I'm like, oh, I still need a little bit of work, and I'm not going to be perfect, right? I'm not going to be 100% healed in the sense that there won't be a trigger, because that'll happen. It's inevitable. But what I do know is that if I don't continue to address some of the inner issues that I had to experience, then I'll stay stuck. I'll stay stuck with the same thought pattern. I'll stay stuck with the same people, the same places. And what does that do? What does that do for your growth? Nothing. Nothing. So I chose to do this video, in front of a high school, because for most of us, this is where we were most traumatized. And it's important to actually go back to that place and do the inner child work. So today's video is all about encouragement. It's all about reading this book